Hello everyone! Today we are making a warm apple cake that simply fills the kitchen with comfort. Let us get started. First, the batter. In a large bowl, combine softened butter, sugar, and vanilla sugar. I like to use both white and brown sugar. It makes the flavor deeper and more complex. But if you only have one type, that will also work. There is no need to whip the butter until fluffy in this recipe. Just mix everything together thoroughly. Now add the eggs, one at a time. This way, the butter slowly absorbs the moisture, and the mixture stays smooth and stable. Make sure your eggs are at room temperature. It makes them blend much easier. Here goes the second egg. The batter is already looking so much smoother. Next goes in Greek yogurt. It brings softness and keeps the cake moist. Mix until smooth. And here is a little detail. Do not forget a pinch of baking soda. It reacts with the yogurt and creates extra lift. See those tiny bubbles? That is the science at work. Time for the dry mix. In a separate bowl, whisk together flour, salt, and baking powder. Whisking not only blends them but also aerates the flour, helping the cake rise light and even. Add the dry ingredients into the wet mixture. Switch to a spatula here, the batter will be quite thick. Stir with patience until no white streaks of flour remain. Yes, it feels dense and sticky, but do not worry, that is exactly how it should be. Set the batter aside. Now for the stars of the show, the apples. Wash them, peel off the skin. Remove the core with all the seeds and tough parts. You can use an apple corer if you have one, or just a small, sharp knife works too. Slice into wedges not too thin and not too thick, so they bake through while holding their shape. Choose firm seasonal apples, like Granny Smith, Honeycrisp. Softer and very juicy varieties will make the cake watery. I would love to know, what apples do you like to use for baking? Drop it in the comments. To keep the slices from browning, drizzle them with lemon juice through a strainer. To balance the tartness, sprinkle it with a little sugar and cinnamon. Toss gently so every piece is coated in spice. Do not leave the apples sitting too long. They may release too much juice. For extra sweetness and a cozy fall flavor, mix some brown sugar with cinnamon. If autumn is already in full swing for you, add a touch of nutmeg or clove. The aroma will be amazing. Time to assemble the cake. I am using a silicone pan lined with parchment paper. This way, the caramel and juices will stay inside the cake, instead of leaking out during baking. Spread half of the batter across the bottom of the pan. It is thick, so take your time to smooth it into an even layer. Sprinkle 1/3 of the spiced sugar over the batter. No bare spots. Then, arrange the apple slices in a single layer. You can go with a neat pattern or scatter them randomly, both will look great. Cover with the rest of the batter. Make sure it reaches almost to the edges and does not tear in spots. Sprinkle again with sugar and cinnamon. Now add the remaining apples. I placed mine in a wreath-like pattern. And in the center I stood the slices upright on their edge and pressed them gently into the batter. It gives such a beautiful look. The last touch, the rest of the spiced sugar on top. Give the apples a generous sprinkle, make sure every slice gets that sweet spiced coating. Place the pan into a preheated oven and bake until a toothpick comes out clean from the center. Look at it rise, so satisfying to watch. Oh, that fragrance! It fills the whole kitchen. Let the cake rest in the pan for a few minutes. Then transfer it onto a plate. Allow it to cool a bit more before slicing. Cooling keeps it from breaking apart and helps you cut nice, clean pieces. Honestly, this recipe reminds me a little of monkey bread. The batter felt heavy at first, but look at the moist crumb and the airy pockets inside. And those edges with sticky caramel and apples, that is my favorite part. The apples turn soft, almost like dried fruit, rich and sweet. And you know what? A scoop of vanilla ice cream on the side would be just perfect here. That is it. A fragrant, cozy apple cake is ready. If you enjoyed this video, please click subscribe, give it a like, and leave a comment. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.